Hi YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for this topic, I want to go ahead and talk about how community-based agents use fake concern and fake um, worry upon targeted individuals and chosen ones. And I want to talk about how this is used and the way that they twist their concern with hatred and with envy, and they have a gossipy tongue as to why they're pretending to be so concerned about you. Now, there's gonna be a lot of people who ask, how's your day going? How are you doing? And you're gonna know exactly if their intentions behind the reason why they're asking you that question is genuine, it's authentic, they're actually worried about you and they actually care, versus someone who will ask you that question and in reality they're just trying to gain um, access into your personal life and ask you questions that pertain something about you, that they heard something about you, that there's been gossip going around. And you know how targeted individuals, they lie a lot. And let's say they're targeting you, they're harassing you, they're torturing you, they're using all these manipulative tactics, gaslighting you, pretending as if they've never done anything wrong towards you. And the whole time they were targeting you, harassing you, and creating a major shift in your whole entire life by gang stalking you and trying to gain personal information about your life. And so they'll mask this fake concern, but in reality, they are trying to humiliate you. Like, are you okay? Is everything okay? Are you sure you're doing okay? And they know for a fact that they're just being sent to stalk you, to harass you. And this question, you're gonna know. You will know deep in your heart, if you have pure intentions and you are able to discern between someone who really cares and someone who is just pretending to care and pretending to care just because they want to gossip about you and do that type of thing. The thing that bothers me the most is that they're not perfect, they're sinful, they're extremely evil because they have a evil hidden motive as to why they're asking you that question. Their whole agenda is corrupted as to why they're gonna ask you, "Are you okay? Are you doing okay?" Um, but they're doing it from a place of self-righteousness, like I'm so much better than you, and that's how they see us targeted individuals. They try to have like authority over us, power over us, and they see themselves as better and more godly. And you do anything, like you have an emotional reaction to the abuse that they're inflicting on you, then automatically they want to gaslight you and then manipulate you into thinking um, that you're in the wrong and that they're in the right, that they're perfect, that they've never done anything wrong in their life, and that they're not part of the reason why you're struggling, the reason why you're trying to heal from things that they caused, but they want to gaslight you and pretend like they were never a part of anything, that they never participated in your targeting individual program. And they'll act like, "Are you okay? How are you doing? Are you sure you're okay? Are you okay?" And the whole reality is they're trying to make you look um like you're unstable, or trying to humiliate you because you're going through something. This is all sick. And we have to learn how to differentiate between someone who is asking that question because they want to help you and they actually are worried about you, and then someone who wants to ask that question just to pretend like they're more superior to you, like like they want to try to make you look bad. or trying to get an emotional reaction out of you as well. They can be trying to ask this question because they want to get an emotional reaction out of you. They know how you're doing. They know exactly what they've been doing to cause you to go through a lot of spiritual warfare. And they're your enemies. They're your enemies from the start. And they will ask this question like somehow they're in the middle, like they care but then they don't care. No, you have to know how to discern between exactly for what it is. But yeah, they have this illusion of grandiosity and a big ego. It's not a big ego, it's just a fragile ego. But they want to act like play God in your life. They want to act like they know better. And the whole time, no, you can't trust these type of people. And you know, when I was going through my workplace targeting, I was always sent this guy who would monitor me and watch me. He would walk by every now and then, continuously back and forth, and he would approach me, only directing at me only, and he would just come close to me and he would ask, "Hi, how are you doing? Are you okay? How are you doing? Is everything okay?" But I knew that his motive wasn't genuine and it was only directing at me to humiliate me, to put me on blast, to make me out to be like there was a problem or something. But now these people are evil. They're evil when they do this type of thing. I you have to know. And they're hypocrites. They're full on hypocrites and they're full of hate and they camouflage it as concern. But in reality, they're hypocrites. They try to act like, oh, I'm so much better than all y'all. I'm so much better. I'm above you guys. And I have so much hate in my heart. And I just need to let it out. But I need to pretend like I care. Just because, yeah, they're going to do that. And they use this concern to disguise it as as genuine um, care, but the reality is they have a gossiping tongue. They only want to ask you these questions so they can go back and forth with you, ask you how you're doing, and then you respond to them, and then they'll ask you more questions, and then they'll carry that information to all the other agents, and they'll tell the other agents, oh, you know, they said they were doing good, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of worried about them. They kind of seem like they're going through so much and this and that and blah blah blah, and they'll just continue to gossip about the information that you give to them. So you should never share with them personal information about what you're actually going through. And this happened several times where they would ask, "How are you doing? Is everything okay in your personal life? Or are you okay?" And um I had that happen not too long ago. You know, this snake. That's what they are. They're snakes in the grass. And, you know, I just requested something to be fixed. And he would ask, how are you doing? And I was like, I'm good. He's like, really? How are you doing in your personal life? How's everything? How have you been? How's everything? And I'm like, why do you care so much? You literally don't care. You literally wanted to isolate me from my friend not too long ago when my targeting began. You asked me, who is this and why are you with this person? And then all of a sudden now you care. These people from maintenance, they're part of the targeting. They install cameras. They do a lot of horrible things because they have the key and they do break-ins. So I don't believe the false concern. All of a sudden you care. All of a sudden now you're so worried about me. But you don't help. You don't offer any advice. You don't really take your time off to actually be there to support me. You just want to mask yourself as someone that is a good person, when in reality, you're the demon and you're just disguising yourself as the light. And it's also envy camouflage as concern because they're envious. They're trying to compete, silently compete with you. How's everything? And then you tell them, "Oh, everything's good. I went over here and over there." And then they start competing with you silently and putting tabs on you and what you tell them. They keep it on their little flyer. "Oh, I talked to them and they told me they were doing this and that they're starting to do this and then I need to compete with them. I need to try to bring them down because they're doing good. They look like they're doing better. So we got to try to, plot against them again and, try something else to just hinder them." So it's all about gossipy. It's really just a person who wants to gossip and wants to find dirt about you. And that's why they're asking you questions of how you're doing and is everything doing, are you okay? How's everything in life? How have you been? What have you been up to lately? And you're just like, why should I answer you these questions if I know the type of spirit that you're carrying and the reason why you're asking these questions is not for a good reason and it's not for a good purpose. It's to destroy me, it's to make me look bad. So their whole motive is an evil agenda. They have an evil agenda that they're carrying and they're trying to just um, mask it as something innocent, as something um, that there's no harm in it. There's no harm in asking you how you're doing. When we know for a fact, as chosen ones, we know for a fact that it's not how it seems to be. And we're not crazy. We're not reading too much in between the lines. We actually know exactly what it is, and it is what it is. They can't pretend like, "Oh, I was just worried. It's because I care. It's because I heard something about you, and that just got me like too worried about you that I need to ask." No, they're not. They don't care. They really don't care. And it's time for us to really see them for who they are. They're straight up demons. And they have this sense of self-righteousness and godliness that they're so much better that they can judge you. When they're in fact living in sin, they're living in darkness. And they know so much about your personal life. They know so much about you that they don't even have to ask because they already know things about you. Because they keep up with you. They're busy, preoccupied, obsessed with your life and your light. So they show false concern on one hand and entertainment, distraction with gossiping on the other hand the whole entire time. And it's because they heard a rumor, they heard a lie, someone slandered you again, and they ran with the lie, and now they're trying to ask you questions. So don't fall for it. The whole "I'm really concerned about so and so, and I heard this about them, and I'm really concerned about them because in their past they did this, in their past they weren't so good, and I don't think they're they're good enough for that job position that they're gonna get or that type of promotion that they're getting because I'm really concerned about them. I don't think that they can handle so much on their plate and you know I don't know, but I should tell them." So yeah. Or, "Oh, I'm so concerned about Alexandra. you know she used to do drugs and um I don't think she's fit to be a mother because her past, she did stuff, and I don't know, she might not be as good of a person because of her past." And they'll use certain things as concern, when in reality it's just pure hatefulness, it's pure envy, and it's self-righteous. Like better for best, and you're always right, and your way is the only way. So they'll try to shame you with that question too. They'll try to shame you, put you on blast, put your personal information on blast. Um, but what they don't understand is that that's part of your testimony. We all go through ups and downs. No one's perfect. They're not perfect. Who are they? Who are they to come around and act like they're righteous and that they can do no wrong and that they can judge anyone and everyone? And they act like they're some sort of god over other people, that they see it as beneath them. When you're not beneath them, you're actually above them. And these are low lives who have nothing better to do than to concentrate on your life and worry about what you're doing all the time. So yeah, we have to learn how to test the spirit. Test the spirit with these type of people too, because they're not exactly who they appear to be. And what they don't understand, that your whole spiritual warfare, it's all part of your testimony, that you're going to live to speak that. And not everyone has not everyone has sinned in their life. Everyone has fallen short. Everyone has done something that they're not so proud of. And we're human. No one's perfect on this earth. It's all about the intentions and the how you change behavior. You change your ways. You renew your mind, your soul, and the spirit of the Holy Ghost. That's what really counts. It doesn't count. The past is gone already. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. There's people who have been convicted with certain things that they struggled with. They had demons that they were battling, problems that they overcame. And God rescued them. God literally renewed them and healed them. And they're a changed woman. They're a changed man. They're no longer being who they used to be. They live a more righteous life. And these people try to condemn. They try to judge. They try to play God. They try to act like they know best for you. That they're doing it because they care. No, they don't even care. They don't care. They really don't care. They just heard something about you and they want to come close to you and ask you how you're doing. And they want to try to gain more personal information as ammunition to use against you. That's what they do. They want to use that information as ammunition to later use all that you told them and laugh at you, mock you, talk about how you're struggling and that you're going through it and that they're so worried about it. But why aren't they worried about their own life and their own problems and their own skeletons in their closet? Because they're not perfect. These people who are agents are demons, straight demons, harassing. They work for the dark side and they want to act like all of a sudden they're doing something that they should be proud of. They're just deceived. They're deceived and they're evildoers. Period. And it's not their job to share none of your business. It's none of their business to begin with. And they go around and they just spread all your personal information. They infiltrate your life and then they go around other people telling them what you said and then they twist it in their own way. And they use it with an evil intent. So, like they know that you're going through something. They heard something about you. Someone else told them something about you and then they want to come towards you and ask you that question. They spoke lies about you. They slandered you. And then they come close to you. How's everything? And inside of their mind, they already have information that they want to use against you. So, you can't trust these these two-faced people. They come back and forth. They smile in your face, they act like they care, and then they run with that information and they go behind your back. And all they're doing is they're backstabbing you. They're backbiters. They run off with that information and use it for evilness. Their mission of this people was surveillance plus control of the victim, judging, smear campaign, doing that, putting others and with distorted view makes them feel better and they don't care. And they have no accountability. They can't apologize for what they've done wrong and you're targeting. They won't even come forward. They're cowards. They're cowardly and they're weak. And they're not much of a woman or a man to even admit to their own faults. But they're busy pointing the finger at everyone else. That person over there, they did that. And they want to put that person in the spotlight and call out someone else's problems. And they go around pointing fingers, judging everyone. But they don't want to judge themselves. They don't want to look in the mirror and see that they are full of sin. And that God does not like a person who's condemning everyone else. Because those type of people, they try to act like they can play, they have the keys to heaven and hell. They try to act like, I have the keys to heaven and hell. I can literally put you to shame, or I can think that you're a good person and you're going to heaven. Like, who are they? Who do they think they are? Who do these people think they are? Who gave them so much leverage, so much an illusion of authority? When they're workers of inequity. They're weak vessels. And they're just being manipulated and deceived. How is everything? And they have a plot already prepared to destroy that person. Pure hypocrisy and evilness. Yeah, they'll ask that. How's everything? And, that's what these people where I live have been doing lately. Like, they'll be like, oh, hi, how are you doing? And they'll be with a big fake smile on their face. With a big evil smile. And the whole time they're envious, the whole time they're jealous, the whole time they're hateful. And they have so much hatred. They're haters. They don't want to see you do good. And that's why they're asking. So they can try to one-up you. Like, oh, well, I've been doing great, life has been pretty good for me, And they try to size you up, one-up you. So no, certain conversations are not even worth responding to when people try to play this game with you. It's a little mind game that they want to play with you. And you have to see through them. You see through them. You know exactly who they are. You know that they're a demon. And so don't entertain their foolishness, their little games, their little mind games that they want to play. So, even in the Bible it says, don't believe every spirit. Test the spirit. Know exactly if the spirit is from God or it's from the Antichrist. And these agents is coming from the Antichrist spirit. Their spirit of concern, it's coming from the spirit of gossip, of envy, and self-righteousness. And it's straight up evil intent that they have towards you. And you sense that evilness, you sense that animosity, you sense that bitterness in their tone of voice. So this is designed to humiliate you. They try to put you to shame by asking you this question. Or they try to make themselves feel better by your situation and what you're going through. Because that's how evil they are. You're going through such a difficult time, and to them it's like, oh, let me add more And let me try to make them feel bad. No, you have to learn how to see through the facade. Because that's, yeah. Like they're wearing a facade. Oh yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Some of them hide behind religion. I've known many who are like that. Sometimes their demons shine right through them. You could see it written all over their face. But the thing is, like, even when you don't give them enough information, they'll keep trying to fishing for more information. Like, they keep asking. And that's what I've caught on to. It's like, they'll ask, like, how are you doing? And you're like, good. How's everything in life? Is everything good? You know, tell me. Like, they want you to, like, open up to them and trust them just because they're being fake nice to you. Like, no, I see what you're doing. I see your little game that you want to play with me. I'm not falling into. I'm not giving you nothing that you want. I'm not giving you any information of me. You're not going to get any of it, even if you ask me. We should just, act like we don't hear anything. And we can just tell them, mind your own business. Or why do you want to know? Do you really care? Pull out their card, put them on the spot too. They try to put you on the spot, you put them on the spot too. But then they're always gonna be like, oh, I was just asking because I just to start a conversation or this and that. No, like you can't. So yeah, they try to direct their arrogance, their righteousness, supposedly their self-righteousness, that they're so godly, they're so good. Oh, they want to direct their arrogance at you as concern. Their motive is personal gain. Yes, be careful about the people who be trying to get you to open up and speak. They're not here for you, trust me. Well, we could reply to that. How is everything asked from this evil person? Perhaps a convenient reply is that we want, and this person spread about us, so they work positively for us. So we have to trust. We have to trust our intuition. We have to trust that spirit of discernment when it's literally revealing to us the red flag right in front of us of what they're doing. And we have to trust in what we're intuitively feeling and spiritually feeling from that other person's energy. Because you'll definitely know. You'll know when something feels right and when something is off and wrong. So, yeah. You need to like trust in what you see and see them for who they really are. Don't fall into their little trap, their little game. Because that's what it is. It's a little trap that they're trying to trap you in. It's like a what do they call it? Interrogation. An interrogation. To find something about you too. To carry that information to gossip and be like, oh, I spoke to them and they told me this and they told me that, and yeah, I think they are going through a lot. They don't care. They really don't care. They're just using that as entertainment, as gossiping. They don't care. They're just evil, straight up evil. And that's what they do. They're like, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Are you okay? And they're trying to like humiliate you while they're doing that. So yeah. They use our kindness against us so they can get back and to destroy. Yes, they do. But we have to also test their spirit and see their fruit, because yeah, they're just not real. They're not real with you. They're being fake to your face. They're just being fake to your face, trying to find anything to use against you. That's why you can't share stuff with the enemy, because they'll run with it and they'll use it against you. Don't trust them. Once a snake, always a snake. They'll just shed their skin to be a bigger snake in your life. So and they go around, talking about other people's business, pretending like they care. Like, oh, I heard this about, my aunt, and I heard that, she's been going through a lot. She's been struggling financially, and she hasn't been able to get back on her own 2 feet. And like, they just gossip. They literally they see someone going through something, they find any information about someone's life, personal life, and then someone shares it with someone, and they run off and they gossip with everyone else, like a whole entire village or a lot of people they share that personal information with. And now their personal information is out in the open, where everyone can have access, and everyone can assert their opinion and assert their illusion of authority over that person. Like, oh, I think they should have done this, or that wasn't right what they did. And like, they start being judgy. And that goes on with a lot of family members, like fake family, like that false concern, that false love, that fake care that goes on with family. Like, oh, I've heard like you were going through something, and I just want to call you to make sure that everything's okay. How have you been? Like, I heard that, so and so, something happened to them, and I just want to tell you that this and that, and I hope they're doing okay. But the whole time you open up to them, and you're like, you know what? It's been rough. It's been a rough time right now, and so and so is actually struggling really bad, and you open up to them, and they're just busy memorizing everything that you told them, literally storing it in their mind so they can run with that information that you just shared, and they're gonna go and tell everyone else all your personal business and use it as false concern. And I've seen this play out several times. I've seen this played out with fake friends, with fake family members, fake acquaintances, fake people. But you have to see they're empty words. Like, that's what it is. It's empty words. There's no substance to it. There's no importance as to why they're asking that question. There's no value in it. I mean, instead of praying for that person privately, instead of um, helping them privately, they put it out in the open. And no one reaches out to help, but they're all busy pretending to care. Like, oh yeah, I'm so worried about them. But they're out just gossiping, slandering, negatively spewing out, so they can pretend like, oh yeah, my life is so much better than them, because they're going through stuff, and I'm not going through that, and I'm so glad I've never experienced that, and that must That must be horrible what they're going through. The whole time they're trying to act like their life is so much better because someone else's life is worse than theirs temporarily, because everything's temporary. Situations change. You can be going through a difficult time, and then God will literally pull you out of that situation and turn the tables and flip the script on them. But those are miserable people. These miserable people who do this type of stuff, they're miserable. They try to ruin your life. They try to ruin your character. They try to make you look bad. They're miserable. These are the most miserable human beings on this planet, who have nothing better to do than to obsess over your life and what you're doing and what's going on in your life. And they don't reveal to you anything about them, but they want to know so much about you. They won't open up to you. They'll never tell you anything personal in their life, but they expect you to just be available to open a portal so they can literally cause destruction in your life. So don't open up a spiritual portal in their life. Like, if they're a demon, keep them at a distance, because they're not coming forward to love you, to care for you. It's all just deceit, deceitfulness. They ask other lies because they don't have a life. They are trying to find the path to happiness and keep asking other people about their lives. Yeah. But we really need to use our discernment, especially during these times. Because there's a lot of false prophets. There's a lot of people pretending to be a false god. And they're playing God. They're literally acting like they're so perfect, like they can do no wrong, like they've never sinned in their life. And they're just so righteous. And they speak from both sides when they ask you these questions. Like, they're gonna act like they're renewed in Christ, but at the same time, they're living and doing work for Satan. But they're trying to play both sides. Like, how have you been? And the whole time they're working for Satan. And their self-righteousness, like, oh, God is so proud of me because I'm doing something right. And the whole time it's for Satan. So which side do they choose? Because they're playing both. They're playing both sides. They speak from both sides. And you have to know how to discern and see that their whole motive is evil. Because there's no good in that. There's really no good in that. And what they're doing. And let's just be upfront. Someone who shows that they're truly concerned about you and your well-being and your mental health and, your life, they're going to reach out to help you, to offer support of some sort in your life. But what do? They just go around and, I heard so-and-so, I heard this about them, and, I'm just very worried, like, I hope, like, they eventually get better because, they've been going through a lot, and I'm just concerned, I hope everything works out for them, because they're not heading down the right path for this and that. And that's what they do with their friends. They destroy each other. They're always trying, even with their own friends and their own family. Well, yeah, someone who really cares would ask to help you out. Like, if you're going through financial problems, they're gonna ask, like, oh, well, if you ever need anything, if you ever need food, I'm here to help you. Like, they're gonna care, and they're gonna do it privately. They're not gonna do it out in the open where everyone can see. where every person is like available to their personal life. Because most people don't care. All these people that you see running their mouth, gossiping about you, and talking about your life and your personal business, most of them don't even care. They're just they're just evil. Um, what do you call it? Negative gossipers. Like they just talk a lot of negative gossiping about people so they can feel good, so they can one up everyone else around them. Sometimes even family members abuse our kindness. That's the world we live in. Yeah, but you can't trust these people with nothing. Like, you can't trust these people with, don't even tell them anything that's going on in your life. Like, stay low key. Keep a low profile in your life. Like, you're not under investigation. They're not a police. Like, they try to police you and stuff and interview you and interrogate you. Evil people will use the information to re-victimize and intensify the victim's suffering. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a spirit that that are attached to them. Yeah. I've seen fake family members. I've seen it all played out. I've seen it all played out before. Like, someone shares personal information about a family member that they're going through something or that they recently had a breakup, and then everyone like they're like glee, like they're happy that they heard like negative news about someone, a family member that is has been doing a lot better than everyone else, and they're jealous, they're envious, they're straight up envious of that other family member who is married, is happy, and has a beautiful family, and they don't, and they're just like busy concentrating and keeping up with them on Facebook, keeping up with them on social media, trying to like find any information on their personal life. Like, oh, I see that they went to a trip, and oh, I heard that so and so got cheated on, and like, no, like that's just evil. That's straight up evilness. That's evil. But yeah, that's how they are. That's how friends are too. Certain fake friends, people that are just not good for you. You have to know how to actually. That's why you have to be careful with the type of circle you keep around. You have to be selective about who you allow into your life. Because some of them are fake, like fake as plastic. They smile in your face. They act like they're your friend. They act like they're someone you can trust and rely on. Like, if you ever need anything, I'm always here to help you. Or don't ever feel like you can never ask me for help. When if you ever need something, just call me and let me know how you're doing, and let me know how's everything in your life. Like, keep me updated about your life. Those are the worst type of people. And I experienced this with my family. Like, every time I would like leave for a couple of days, go back, and then I would revisit them, the energy was so off. Like, I knew that they were talking like a bunch of trash, a bunch of like negativity about me, about what I was going through, my situation, about, leaving a narcissist. And I was trying to heal from it. And I was fragile. I was broken. I'm not gonna lie. I was I wasn't doing so good because of all the trauma that I went through. And it was severely traumatizing. Covert narcissists are insidious, the type of abuse that was inflicted upon me. And I opened up to them because I was in a vulnerable state, and I thought, oh, you know what? They They reached out to help me. They opened their doors and like they care because of that. The whole time they wanted to act like, well, I helped you and I did this for you. They'll throw it in your face. And they'll spread that personal information to everyone in the family. And we're like, oh, I'm only sharing it because we care and we're concerned about you. That's why I had to tell them like what you told me because they're your family, you know, we just want the best for you. We've always wanted the best for you. And that's why we're telling everyone your business because we want what's best for you. And the whole time they're happy and they feel good about themselves because they um they found something personal about you that's like something that's vulnerable to you and something that you trusted them with and you told them don't share this information, keep this private between me and you. What do? They run off happily. Oh, I can't wait to tell so and so what what Adriana told me. I can't wait to tell so and so what Mark told me. No, that's why it's good to live a private life because the less people know, the less people will try to destroy what you have going on or destroy certain things that you tell them. You know, it's very important and crucial in these times of days, especially if we're going through spiritual warfare, to not be openly available and allow everyone and anyone to have access to personal information and stuff about us that we would only tell someone that we trust because they're not someone you barely even know this person, right? They could even be like strangers, like people that you acquaintances that live near you, and they start asking you all these questions. And they're a stranger to you, like you don't even know this person, but somehow they're so obsessed with your life and they want to know what's going on. They want to know how you're doing, and they want to know if your life is turning out better than what they expected because of their evil plots that they did against you. And they're just trying to measure your happiness and measure your life satisfaction and all that. So yeah, I'd suggest, don't don't reveal too much about yourself to them because those type of people, they're snakes. They're snakes ready to bite you. They probably bitten you. They probably backstabbed you a couple of times, and then they want to come up to you and act like they somehow um, want what's best for you, when the whole time they're wishing bad upon you, and they're wishing things that don't turn out the way that you want them to turn out. Like, no, you have to know. You have to know who you're dealing with and what type of spirit you're coming across. Because they have the spirit of envy, they have the spirit of self-righteousness, they have the spirit of arrogance, the spirit of a Jezebel spirit. Oh, just don't, please don't tell them anything. If they ask you that question, just keep it short, keep it minimal, and don't keep them informed. Because they're going to run back and forth, continuously asking you, how are you doing? Is everything okay? Like, no, they're so fake. But yeah, these gang stalkers, these community-based agents, they're not on your side. Don't even for 1 second think that they're on your side just because they're being nice and they're asking how you're doing. They're not on your side. They're not. They're going up against you. And that's one of their ways that they want to deceive you. But yeah, that's why social media is a place where people become envious and they start competing on social media too. They're like, oh, I hope so and so went on this trip. We should plan a trip too. We should plan something. Just silent competition. So yeah, they have a two-edged sword when they speak. Two-edged sword when they speak, because they really do be speaking from both sides when they are self-righteous. They act like they're renewed in God, and at the same time they're living for Satan and they're doing evil deeds. So so you have to test that spirit. You have to test that spirit with everyone, and that comes across as wanting to help you, as caring about you, as offering you support. Even those people who are like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you this, and I want to share. I want to break bread with you," and even your enemies will try to do that. But yeah, even parents, even like fake family members will like ask like, "How have you been? And how are you doing?" And then you open up and you tell them, and then they're gonna throw it in your face like, "Oh well, at least I'm not going through what you're going through. At least I didn't have to. At least I didn't do that. At least so and so likes me, but they don't like you." And it's nasty, nasty type of behavior. Nasty. So same thing like if someone's going through depression, right? Someone in the family or a friend is going through a rough time, and it's like they take pleasure in other people's suffering and other people's struggles and hardships. They're like, "Oh well, you know Alexander had a mental breakdown and they've been depressed for quite a while because of their recent breakup, and I just hope they're doing good." But they don't reach out to help. They don't reach out to ask for to help them out, to be an emotional supportive person in their life, to emotionally support them one way or another. But they address the problem to everyone else, but they don't offer a solution to the person that's going through the problems. But they share that problem with everyone else. Mm-mm. No, it's not okay. They don't offer any words of encouragement, any words of positivity, of comfort, none of that. But they're so preoccupied with, you know, the person's problems, and they're so concerned about them. And that's a form of emotional abuse. It's a form of emotional abuse. That's abusive behavior. That's very abusive. It's like an example of like a single mother, right? And other people are like, "Oh, well, they're a single mother, and you know, that must be hard for them to be a single mother and to have to raise kids on their own and stuff like that." But they don't offer any financial help. They know that that single parent is struggling and that needs some sort of help, but they're busy talking about that they're single parent and that must be so hard, and I can't imagine what it's like to go through that. And the whole time it's like it's not coming from a place of sincerity. It's not. It's just not coming from a place of sincerity. This is very toxic behavior. It's toxic, self-righteous hypocrisy. Because it's hypocrisy. And they're hypocrites. Because they're busy calling out other people's sins. But they're lovers of sin themselves. And they have a lot to heal. They have a lot to deal with. But they don't want to deal with who they are as a person. So these type of people are nasty. I can't stand people like this. I cannot stand people like this. So, mm-mm. So many people are undercover pretenders. They pretend. They're literally just undercover pretenders. So, I mean, if you would hear bad news about someone and you really cared about them, you really love them, you really want what's best for them, you would offer them advice, you would offer them guidance, you would lead them towards the right path. But when you see someone doing something wrong or going through a difficult time, you wouldn't just talk about it and then make it a bigger problem and making that person feel even worse about themselves because now so many people are informed about what they're going through. No, that's demonic right there. That's a demonic spirit just going around people when they do that, when they gossip. But you know, these demonic spirited people act like they're from the light. They act like they can do no wrong. Like they've done so much right in their life. No. So it's like mm, so they find anything to accuse someone of. When they find certain information, they start accusing. Like, oh, so and so cheated on him, and oh, he's a bad person. He's a horrible person because he cheated. And, you know, I thought he was a good person. They start only focusing on the negative, on the bad about that person. And then they excuse all the good qualities about someone because they sinned. They did something wrong in their life. And it's like, who do they think they are? Who do they think they are? That's between that person and God to take care of that. So yeah, they start accusing. And what did Jesus do? He stooped down and he pretended like he didn't hear them. There was a woman who was in adultery in the Bible, and she did something wrong. And, the Pharisees came towards Jesus and they were pretending to be so concerned about what she had done in the past. And Jesus stooped down and he pretended like he was writing something on the ground. He pretended like he was writing something on the ground when they were, coming towards him with this fake concern, with this animosity and this self-righteousness. And he pretended like he didn't hear them, like they didn't say anything, like he dismissed them completely from their foolish words. And he told him, to not act like you've never sinned in your life. Like, to not act like you've never sinned. And who are you to judge so and so from their past if they already made things right and they're doing right onto me. They're living a righteous life and they change their ways. It's like certain chosen ones as well. Like I've seen that some of them struggled with like certain addictions, certain things that they were a slave to, and they changed their ways, and God renewed their spirit, God renewed their mind. And these accusers want to come towards with their accusations, reminding someone of who they once were, of what they once did, of the bad that they've done, and put them to shame. And what did God do? He put all those enemies to shame. And he was like, don't act like you've never sinned. Don't act like you've never done anything wrong in your life. Until you're perfect, then you can come and judge this person. But you're not perfect. So stop with the self-righteousness. And they're accusers. They just want to accuse. They don't care. They're just accusing someone of things that they heard about. And so they try to condemn you. And what did Jesus say to her? Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. Go and sin no more. Go and change your ways. And the Pharisees came to Jesus out of concern when it was animosity. It came from a place of animosity. They were testing him. And their heart wasn't right. They weren't doing it from pure intentions. They were trying to bait Jesus and set her up. But in reality, they don't care nothing about what the woman was going through. And they didn't care about justice. They were just asking questions out of concern. So, putting someone's business on blast and offering no help. There's nothing godly about that. That doesn't make them a better person. That does not make them a better person when they put other people's faults and mistakes on blast. If they did something wrong, right? If it was like a sin, if it was something really bad, then okay. But if someone has been going through stuff or is going through a difficult time or something bad happened in their life and you're putting their business out in the open, there's nothing godly about that. And religious people who do that, they have to check themselves because they're not coming from a good place in their heart. They have to reanalyze their heart. They have to check their spirit. And they're not doing what is right. The right thing to do is privately address the concern, but with genuineness, with authenticity, not with fakery, not with envy, and with self-righteousness, to humbly help someone out. But it has to come from a place of their heart, not from their ego. So they don't choose to do what is right. They don't choose to do what's decent. And, that person's personal information is none of their business. And they mask it, the concern, as gossip. So, yeah, people will do that. They'll try to ask you a question to bait you. They'll ask you a question to bait you, to test you, to see how much you're willing to um, reveal about what you're going through. But you have to be able to see them. You have to be able to see through them. And you have to be able to see what they're doing. Oh yeah, these are all accusers, slanderers. And they act like they've never sinned in their life. And they're convicted by their own conscience, because that's a bad conscience right there, when you want to you know, put other people to shame and act like you're a god or something. They gotta take care of their conscience, because it's not a good place that they're coming from. Yeah, even God says if you change your ways and you continue to do what's right, then God will forgive you. And God will tell you, go and do the best that you can to live a righteous life. So yeah, they act as if they're so much better, and they gaslight you. They act like they've never sinned, they've never done no wrong in their life. They're just angels. They're angels. And ain't none of them perfect. None of them are perfect. None of them are perfect. And they want to gaslight you as they're doing it coming from a good place. That they're doing you a favor, a good deed. When in reality it's just envy, self-righteousness, and they have a gossipy tongue. That's what it is. You know, even in the Bible it says, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Without sin. The only perfect person is God. We're all imperfect, but it's all about the intention and the way that we choose to live our life. With righteousness or with unrighteousness, or an unrighteous life. And ain't none of us perfect. And we shouldn't be so quick to condemn. We should be quick to understand and offer supporting and lending a hand. But yeah, these demons want to act like they've never sinned. Like, oh, like they have no sense of accountability. No accountability. No remorse. No guilt. No shame in what they do. They excuse, they justify, they rationalize, they minimize their abusive behavior. They minimize it. They're like, oh, it's not that bad, you know. And remember, concern is an action. When you're concerned, you take action. You reach out to that person. But with real concern, not fake concern, because, oh, so much fake concern out here. Oh, I heard this about you. I just want to know if everything's going okay. Tell me more about your situation so I can help you. No? Oh, no. So yeah, they're not concerned. They're just a liar and a gossiper. And they have the mindset that they're better than you, as though they've never done anything wrong in their life. They've never sinned. They've never done something that they're not proud of doing. And yeah, they act like they have the keys to heaven and hell. Like they're sitting on the throne of judgment. They're sitting on the throne of judgment and they're like, I have the keys to heaven and hell in your life. And they choose all these sinners, all these evil people, all these evil doers. They're like, we're all going to heaven. We're all doing the right thing. And they're just full of deception. and evil demonic spirits. But they want to act like they're all in the right, like they're all somehow more enlightened, they have spiritual eyes when they really don't, and that they're a light. And they even call themselves the illuminators. What do they illuminate? And it's only God's job to judge. I mean, there's righteous judgment. Don't get that mistaken. There's righteous judgment where you're trying to help people because you love them and you want the best for them. But this type of concern, this is not coming from a good place. It's coming from evilness, from darkness, from hell. That's where this concern is coming from. And yeah, that's the prideful spirit, the prideful spirit of thinking like they have so much pride. Well, it's only God's job to judge, and it's only the Holy Spirit to convict, and it's man's job to love. It's our job to love. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they gaslight us. I mean, it's a form of gaslighting when they act like it's coming from a good place, that they genuinely care. They're like, well, I just heard this about you, and I want to make sure that 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 everything's okay with you. No, like you don't even care. Like, quit being so fake. I don't know. I can't stand that. They act like Oprah when they want something. I've got the "Are you okay?" so much I want to puke on them for the answer. Yeah. Uh-huh. No, it's just the tone that they ask it to, the tone of voice. You'll know, like the tone of voice that they use, like, "Are you okay?" Like it's so fake. Like these people are just puppets. That's what they're straight clowns. The thing that gets to me the most is how they want to act like they're perfect. Like they've never done no wrong in their life. Like they'll sit up there and judge everyone. Literally, like they're on the throne of judgment. And they'll just point fingers like, you did this back in 1997. And you did that in 2004. And I remember what you did. That was bad. And they start accusing everyone. But when the roles are reversed and when it's their time, when someone judges them or accuses them of something, all of a sudden they feel defensive, and they're so offended. They're so offended because you called them out and you put them in their place. And all of a sudden now they're so hurt. But they were doing it to you and there was no problem, you know, there was no problem in what they were doing to you. Everything was just fine. But they chosen ones, like we try to do the right thing continuously. We live a righteous life. And they love sin. They're just filled with filth. They're filthy. And one tiny thing that goes wrong, one tiny thing that we slip up on, or just anything, like anything that they misperceive as bad in their eyes, because they see everything with negativity. So of course, yeah, they're gonna wanna like make you look so bad just for something tiny, and they're gonna exaggerate. Fake people will show up and bring up something that relates to a past gang stalking experience to gather info for handlers. Yeah, but it's just the desperation that they have in their voice to want to know how you're doing. Like, there's a certain desperation in them. Like, oh, really? Tell me more. Oh, I want to know. Like that. So they're just like, that's funny. They start fishing for information. Like, they get so desperate too, and then they get mad when you don't tell them anything. They get mad. They start getting mad. Like I knew what you were doing from the start, so don't think you're gonna play me. I mean, there's so much other things, exactly. There's so much other things that they have to be worried about, and they're too worried about what you have going on in their life. That their life is a mess. They're not even they're not even worried about their own life, like getting their life together and, you know, doing something that's positive in other people's life. But they're so consumed by you and what you have going on. And their life is a mess because like the more you concentrate, the more you worry about someone else's lane, the less you have time to like get your life together. And yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens to all these community-based agents. They get so obsessed that their life crumbles. It like starts to like fall apart because they're not taking care of their responsibilities. They're not prioritizing themselves. They're not prioritizing their own life and making something out of their life. They're too busy like thinking about targeted individuals. They're too busy thinking about what we have going on and what they can find about us. And when you ask them, how are you doing? They're not doing good. You know they're not doing good, so why even ask them? When you know that they're miserable. That they're miserable people. But they want to ask you like as if, yeah, as if you're doing so bad when you have God on your side. Oh, it's miserable people. They worry about us night and day. They basically live our life with us. Yeah. Just empty conversation to waste time. hmm And to gain leverage over you, and power and control over you. Oh, that's what it is. Well, yeah, they misconstrue your words. They twist your words around. They make it sound bad. Like you could just say something that's not even, you know, bad or anything, and they'll twist it around and they'll use it for evil. Like that's how evil these people are. Like they're so evil to do that. Like they'll twist the words that you tell them, and they'll exaggerate and they'll make it seem like it's the biggest problem on earth. They'll use you against you. Oh yeah, very true. Yeah, they will. And then when you stay low key and you don't really have, you don't like give too much information out, they'll start making it up. They'll start making stuff up about you. They'll start creating things like, oh, I think they've been up to this. I think this is what's going on in their life. And you're like, what? And they start talking about you like they know you more than you know yourself. I know how you are. I know who you are. And you're like, what? What do you mean? You know who I am? No, you don't. But yeah, these are all flying monkeys. These are all agents just sent to do that. To fake concern. I mean, that's a way that they want to try to open a conversation to gain information about you. I mean, that's one way that they do it. And I mean, if they were just mean and flat out asking you information, like being aggressive and intimidating, that wouldn't work. They have to play like they care, like they're nice. So you just have to see through it. You have to see through them. You have to see the demon that's operating through them, that monitoring spirit in them. With the right question, you can make them tell on themselves. Regardless, they're gonna stay mad. Hopefully, their heads inflate the size of a balloon and then pops. Yeah. Another reason why I don't like those type of questions is because like when they know you're not doing so good, they already know. They already know the answer, but they still want to ask to add more um pain in your life. And like they're not even like they're even happy like, "Are you okay? How's it? How are you doing?" And the whole time they're plotting up against you, and then they come back into your life to see if their little attacks worked on you. And they're just trying to see how your life is ending up, if everything's going good. Exactly. They want to add salt to your wound. Mm-hmm. Insult to injury. Yes. So, they even say checking on you, and I say why and for whom. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these same exact people who asked those questions, they attacked me, like disrespected me in my face, um, abused me, covertly, passive aggressive, all that. They exhibit their true colors, their envious, their jealousy. And I saw them for who they really were. I saw the mask fall, the mask slip. Like, I saw that mask just fall off of their face. And I saw the real them. Not the one who they pretend to be, but the real them, like for who they really are. And then they try to do that. They try to act like they somehow care and like they want what's best for you. They don't want what's best for you. They really don't. These evil people are just backstabbers. They're two-faced. But yeah, these demons are getting out of hand. And it's just, oh, they act like nothing happened. Exactly. They act like they've never done anything wrong to you. But they're mischievous, deceitful. And it's not coming from a place of sympathy. It's coming from a place of arrogance. It's not sympathy. When they ask, how are you? Reply with, I'm good. Thanks for asking. And you? How are you? Trust me, you will see their face that they didn't like your answer. But yeah. But yeah, that's what they do. They're fake concern. Like, that fake concern is one of their manipulative tactics to gang stalk you, yeah, to harass you, to spy on you, to get any more information on you. And so they'll directly ask you. Even in job interviews, like that's another way. Like, oh, are you planning on going back with your parents? Are you planning on moving? Like, what kind of questions are those? That's why are you so concerned about that? If you're a stranger, I don't even know you, and you don't even know my personal life. I mean, you probably do, but at the same time, it's like you don't even care. Like you're just asking it out of malice. So, yeah, you got these concerned questions are so obvious that it's not coming from a good place in their heart. And yeah, that's what they ask. That's what they'll ask. Like in job interviews, like, oh, how are you doing? Are you planning on moving back with your parents? What do you plan on moving? Like, why are they so concerned about your life, like personal business, personal things in your life? Because they want you to open up to them, and then they can carry that information on. And I mean, when you were going through a tough time too, when like you were going through a difficult time and you needed help, they weren't there to help you. They literally ghosted you. They vanished away out of your life because they were part of that. They were part of the whole targeting. And then they want to come around and just act like, how's everything going in your life? Like as if they didn't even play a part. They didn't play a role in trying to destroy your life. It's just the audacity they have. The audacity they have. It's just straight audacity. Like, how dare you have that type of. Wow. Mm-mm. Yeah, even certain questions that people ask, like, they shouldn't even be asking. Like, it's not their place to ask to begin with. It's not their place. Like, especially if they're like a stranger, like, you don't even know this person at all. It's like Satan gives them this illusion of authority in our lives. When a stranger asks, where are you going? Exactly. Like, they're not even concerned. They're just nosy. Just trying to literally use something against you. Or what are you doing? Or what have you been up to lately? Like, what have you been up to? Like, you know damn well what I've been up to. You literally stalk me every day. How do you not know what I've been up to? You have cameras up. Yeah. One time I went to the restroom and this lady came out, right? She was one of the gang stalkers. And she just told me, oh, you took so long in the restroom. It's like, are you okay? And I was like, what? I looked at her like, what? And because I don't know her, she was a stranger. She's like, are you okay? Because you took so long. And I'm just wondering, is everything okay with you? And she was on the phone. She was on the phone and she was talking to this other person. She's like, yeah, she took so long, you know? Like, I don't know why she took so long in the restroom. And in my head, I was like, who is this? Like, it's a stranger. I don't know her. Like, why does she care? But yeah, that's what they do. That's what these agents do. They act like they care. They act like they care the whole time. It's like trying to make you look bad. But she was so loud about it. She's like, you took so long. Are you okay? So that's another experience that I've had. And like these people are just cowards. They're cowards. Like they run away. Like they run away from you. Like they'll ask questions. They'll get close to you to like interview you and like gain access, and then they'll like ghost you for a while. And then they'll come back again and they'll ask how are you doing. Yeah, that's what they do. That's how fake they are. They ghost you and then they want to come back around and then ask you those questions. How have you been? It's been so long. One lady I had never met before in the street in the village stopped me and said, I know that you are going to the supermarket the other day, and I went, yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. It's like the fake concern. That's what I'm talking about. The fake concern. That's what it is. Like they act like they care so much. Like, oh, I'm just worried about you. I care. Are you okay? Is everything okay with you? Like, what? Give me a break. Give me a break. You're a joke. Like, how do you think I'm gonna believe you? That's one thing that they do to targeted individuals. They literally, the fake concern. It's manipulative. It's trying to make you out to be like you're mentally unstable, like you're not okay, like you need to be taken care of or something. You need to be watched and supervised and monitored and stalked. That's how they treat you. You act like you need to just be like you're a danger to yourself or to others. And are you okay? Is everything okay? Mm-mm. It's not okay. It's not okay for them to ask that. Yeah. I mean, they're so loud about it too. Like, they want to make a whole scene when they ask you that question. Like, they want to make a whole entire, um, a whole stage for you. When they ask if you're okay, like they want other people to hear it. They want other people to hear what they're saying. But yeah, I mean, are they okay? Are you okay actually? Because you asking me if I'm okay, I think you probably might not be okay. I mean, but there's some bad actors. There's some bad actors. Like, they don't even know how to act. It doesn't even sound believable when they say it to you. You're like, really? Like, that sounds so fake. Like, it sounds so fake. It doesn't even sound believable when it comes out of their mouth. Whatever comes out of their mouth doesn't even sound like the truth. Especially when you have the light, you're just like, I could see straight through your deceit. Don't even try to play me. I see through it before you even speak to me. Mm-hmm. So, they always flip the script. They play reverse psychology on us. Like, they're the ones that are not okay. They're the ones that want attention. And then they want to ask you the questions like that to try to help you. The whole time, they're not even helping you. They're literally destroying your life. That's crazy. So, oh yeah, it's just how it is. It's just how it is. But we need to learn how to just not give them anything, give them what they want. We can't give them what they want. Let's just do that, yeah? Let's make sure we don't give the enemy what the enemy wants. We put them to shame, put the enemy to shame. It's like the song Obsessed. Why are you so obsessed with me? I wanna know. So, And it's just complete strangers. Like, it's complete strangers. Like, they act like they know you. They act like they're so close to you. Like, you're so, like, they literally act like they know our life. Like, they know us so well. They know us better than we know ourselves. Because they study us and they watch us. And they study our every move, where we're going, what we do, everything. And then they want to ask that question, are you okay? Is everything okay in your life? How have you been? No, get away. You already know. You already know the answers. You've been watching me since I got here, so why do you even ask? It's weird how they obsess over certain people. It's sick, honestly. It really is. Mhm. So yeah. I mean, it sickens me. It really does sicken me, the way that they behave. Like, I'm disgusted by it. Like, they want to act like they've been for you since the start. When the whole time they were literally, I'm not even gonna say what this person who asked me how I'm doing has done to me. Cause, like, he's not innocent. He's definitely not an innocent one. So, exactly. The more I detach, the more they want to cling and try to seek me out. That's what I'm thinking too. You know, it's like you want to let them go and then they don't want to let you go. They want to hold on to you like a blanket. Excuse me. So, yeah, it's just something that's been on my mind lately, you know, all the fake concern. I don't know, I've just been thinking that, like, so, it's not talked about, like, how people do that. But they do that with everyone, like, they do that with everyone. That's how fake they are. Like, they don't just use the fake concern with you. No, they use it with everyone, with their own family, with their own friends, because they're fake. They're gonna use it with every other person, too, in their life. They're gonna act like they care about their friends, like, oh, sorry you're going through that, bro. I hope everything turns out good for you. Whole time they don't even care. Whole time they're just gonna go and run with that information and be like, Tom, he's not going through a good time, and like I feel bad for him, I hope everything just this and that. So yeah, they literally they're just drama. Like they're creators of drama and chaos, and they want to do that. They want to create drama everywhere. Anything that they find, they want to create a drama, a whole entire scene, a whole entire show. So. So yeah. So yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. Alright, but that's evil. Like the devil comes disguised as an angel of light. That's exactly what they do. I mean, they don't learn. They don't learn. They really don't. They live a reckless life, but they do not learn. I mean, and they're already going through a lot. They're really going through a lot, and they want to continue to ask. They want to continue to ask how you're doing. Whole time they need to literally ask themselves how they're doing in their life. How are they really doing? Are they really happy? Are they really doing something good for themselves? Doing something good for other people as well, for humanity? Or are they um just existing and not doing anything, like just living through you? But they do it for personal gain too. Like they want to win like a score, like it's a game to them. Like they want to score a win by asking you that too. It's just the way that they ask it too. The way they ask you, it's like kind of creepy the way they ask you. Like, are you okay? And you look at them like what the heck? Like, why are you being so extra? And they'll ask like so much. Like, are you okay? Is everything good? What's going on in your life? Tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Ugh. And yeah, that's what these agents are called to do, to ask you, to interview you when they come near you. Like, yeah, when they come near you, that they want to try to interview you and try to gain as much as they can through every interaction that they have with you. So, like every time you come across them, they always have to ask, like, how's your day going? Like, what the heck? They don't even care. You're evil. They're evil. They're evil. There's some evil. And they're like, if you don't mind me asking, but tell me this about yourself. If you don't mind me asking, or where do you work? What do you do? What are you studying? What do you do for a living? How much do you make? Yeah, 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 you're concerned about all that. Why are you so concerned about my personal life, about what I do for a living, about everything that I do, huh? Why are you so concerned? And that's just a question you need to ask yourself. Like, are you gonna work for me? Are you gonna help me out? Or you're gonna pay me for this interview for wasting my time? Oh no, don't. Don't even answer them. Just leave them speechless. Take their breath away by not answering them. And that's the answer. You don't have to tell them or lie to them. Just straight up lie to them. They ask you a question, you're like, yeah, I work in a barn. I do this for a living too, and I'm studying to be a um I don't know, like lie to them. Don't tell them the truth. Just, you know, yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that because why would you inform them with the, yeah, like I don't know, when they ask you certain questions, you don't even have to answer them. Like, oh, and why? How is this information benefiting you? How is this information beneficial for you knowing this about me, or why is this necessary to ask me this question? But they won't tell you anything about themselves. They're just gonna sit down and interview you and ask you all about you, about how your day's going, about how what you did and everything. Oh. My phone's really slow right now. Really slow. It's like lagging. My phone is slow. Ugh, I can't stand when it does this. I need to get a new phone, you guys. This phone is literally hacked. My phone is hacked. I had a person ask me, I don't want to be too intrusive, but what do you do the whole day? Do you work? This person knows I'm disabled. Oh, I can't read, hold on. But still ask this question. Exactly. It's like they already know the answer. They just want to act like, I don't know. It's just so annoying. It's so annoying. Like they could literally could be doing something better with their time than asking and worried about what you're doing. Ugh, it's so disgusting of them to do that. It's like that's a parasitic person. Yeah, they'll just ask like personal questions, like they'll even ask like, "What do you have in your bag?" or "What do you do this and that?" Like you're like, "What the heck?" Like, why are you asking this personal question about me? Are you dating anyone? Are you in a relationship? Are you seeing anyone? Like, they're sometimes these guys are not even interested. They're just trying to um find stuff up about you. These people that interviewed me, they're nowhere to be found. Like, most of them disappear. Agents disappear and then they come back out of the blue moon, out of nowhere. And they reappear in your life. Like, you ghosted me for like 5 months and then you're back. And you're trying to ask more questions. Yeah, exactly. They walk around acting like they're concerned, like they have a big heart. They ain't got no heart, people. They got a poopy heart. Exactly. Don't ask personal questions. They'll say, "What are you thinking about?" Oh, yeah. It's true. It's true. But I mean, some of these people, like, it shows the guilt on their face, too, when they ask you this question. Like, they're like, "Oh, how are you doing?" Because they're being sent to do that to you. And, or, some of them just willingly participated to target you. But I've been seeing some of them, their faces, they're like guilty. It's like, "How are you?" Like, they can't act. Because that must be hard for them when they know that they're not doing something right. That they're betraying you, that they're literally crossing you. And other ones just don't care. Like, they'll just flat out ask you, like, there's nothing wrong. Like, oh, it's perfectly fine. Those are the corrupted people. Those are the sickly people. They're not okay. If they act like nothing's wrong, like it's totally fine what they're doing, yeah, they're being manipulated. Everything and nothing. They would kill to read your mind and know what you're thinking. That's their whole field that they play on. Invade our personal space. Oh yeah, that's another one. Are you okay, me? Are you okay, Annie? Smooth criminal. Yeah, so that's just how it is. We have to see through them. We have to see through the fakery. Yep, we do. Like, even like, okay, even celebrities. Like, you see these celebrities, right? And like something bad happens to a celebrity, automatically their information gets like out in the open on every news channel. And they're like, "Oh, Miley Cyrus is going through this tough time in her life. And she's the talk of the town. She's the butt of the town." Everyone's like, "Oh, wow, like she did that. It's just so bad." That's what it is. That's how it is. Like, personal information. Like, "Oh, what are your deepest fears? What are you afraid of?" That's what someone asked me. Oh my goodness. Someone asked me that question too. They're like, "What are your deepest fears, or what are you afraid of?" And I was like, "What kind of question is that? Like, who sent you?" Someone did send that person. Someone really did send that person to interview me, to interrogate me. Yeah. Because he asked me, the first question was, "Where do you work? What do you do? Um, what's your relationship with your family?" Stuff like that. And he's like, "What are your biggest fears?" And I was like, "What?" I was just looked at him like, "What? Like, what are you asking me? Like, why do you want to know what my biggest fears are? So you can use against me." You know what, you guys? I said spiders. And one day, like, they projected spiders. You guys, that makes so much sense. Oh my goodness, I just literally figured something out. So that when I targeting began, he was the first one to like approach me and try to like he was a honeypot, like trying to interview me and stuff like that, right? Like gain information of me when my targeting began. And I had my neighbor stalking me nonstop. Like she would just come out of her door and just like eavesdrop and listen to everything I would say. Like they were just trying to gather a lot of information to build a to build a what do you call it, a report on me, to build a folder on me. But yeah, I said my biggest fear was spiders, and you know, when my targeting began, literally, look, hold on. Oh, my phone is literally acting up. Oh, why is it doing that? Literally right here, they projected spiders on this wall, like huge spiders, like they projected like that. It's blurry. But they used this right here. When I told him my biggest fear, he literally, like, last couple of days at night, they woke me up and I saw like big old spiders just crawling like that. So yeah, like that's what they'll do. They'll try to use information against you. That's evil. That makes so much sense now. Like I honestly, it starts to make so much sense. So yeah, that that just gave me the biggest answer. Wow. Dang. Yeah. They will use your fears against you later, and they did. Wow, that literally just like, wow. I'm just shocked right now, because that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense why that happened to me. Because I told them what my biggest fear was, spiders, and that's what they used to scare me. Damn, that's messed up. That's really messed up. Wow. Yeah, I told them too. I'm a fool. Oh well, you live and you learn, like, too trusting, I guess. Well, yeah, I was honestly unaware, but wow. So that's what they used against me. That's crazy. Now that I think about it, I'm like, wow. They projected spiders because I told them that my biggest fear was spiders. What in the world? Wow. I'm shocked right now. I mean, I shouldn't be shocked. I'm not surprised. I mean, it was bound to happen. But at the same time, I'm like, that is something else. That's what they do. That's why I'm telling you, like, it's fake concerns. They don't really care. It's just, yeah, it's just they're using it for an evil agenda. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's an evil agenda that they want to carry out. And so they need some sort of information to make it sound like the truth about you. Wow. Yeah, you gotta be aware of these type of people, their games. So, damn. Wow, I'm like, wow, you guys just talking about this just put something together. I put the puzzle together. Wow. I mean, it all makes sense. Thank you for the contribution. So, yeah. I mean, some things don't make sense to me, right? But other things do. But yeah, they're quick to shame you. They're quick to be disappointed in you if you like emotionally react to their abuse. Like, what do you expect? Like, what do you expect? I'm just only human. I'm a human being. Like, I have a tolerance level. Everyone has a tolerance level. Like, where enough is enough. Like, there's only so much you can take from all these trashy people. Yeah, it's reactive abuse. Like, they push you to react, and then they want to point the finger and act like you're the abuser. It's just reactive abuse. But I mean, I'm only human. Like, I've had emotional reactions. I'm not gonna say like I haven't. You know, I've actually had strong emotional reactions from all the abuse. Cause, yeah. You know, but that's what these toxic people do. Like, they cause you to like react, and then they want to be like, "Oh, you're the bad one. You're crazy. You're this. You're that." So that's just toxic. Now you know better. Don't play their game. Well, it's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. You don't want to justify. Yeah, I woke up early today. I was just thinking about that. I was like, that's been on my mind. I really want to talk about it. Just one of those days. You see, oh yeah, it's like a game of chess. You see darkness, you see light. Yep, that's what it is. Life. We're back. So start my day right with the Most High. Yep. So yeah. Honestly, the more I go through stuff, the more I see how people just act like little children. Like just little children, little toddlers, like in elementary school gossiping. And that's literally what I see, you guys. Like, that's it. Like, just like little kids just gossiping, like if they're still in primary school. I mean, even little kids are more directful. They're more genuine. I mean, like high school. I'll just go with high schoolers. Like they still have the high school mentality, even in their like 40s, and like they never grew from that. So, yeah, like they really are stuck in some type of. There's some type of. I mean, like, who has time for that? Who has time to do all that extra stuff in their life to work, to literally make time for someone else? Like, you're that important to them that they literally prioritize most of their time to concentrate on you, to focus all their attention, all their life on you, to put their life on hold for you. That's what they do. They put their whole life on hold just for you. Wow. I don't even know. Just, wow. Just the more I think about it, I'm like, wow. Oh, I just see little kids running around doing their little chores. Oh my god. Oh, it's funny. But they think they know so much about life. Like they try to act like they know more than you. They're like, I know more than you. No, you don't. Sit down. You still got a lot to learn. Yeah, they make you feel obligated for their life. Yeah, especially their problems. So yeah, they're about to make you feel like you're responsible for their life not being the way they wanted it to be. That's why I keep asking, like, who do they think they are? Like, who do you think you are? Excuse me. Get out of here. With that sense of entitlement. It's that sense of entitlement. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Acting like that as little children. Yeah. Nancy's baby gap, how may I help you? Yeah, it's entitlement. It's Like, I'm entitled to treat you however I want because I feel you deserve it. And I'm envious of you, so you deserve to feel bad because I feel bad about myself. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyways, moving along. But yeah, you know, they act like toddlers. Toddlers. They're literally adults, but their minds are like, their minds are stuck. Like, they're stuck. They're stuck in this loop. Just, yeah. And like, you can't even waste your time sharing your wisdom to them. Like, it goes out one ear and it goes out the other ear. So, just focus on your path. Because they're too busy about what Kim Kardashian's doing. They're too busy worried about what Cardi B has going on in her life. And all these celebrities. That's what they live for. So they're stuck in the matrix in the entertainment industry. So let them entertain their foolish ways. I'm not entertaining that. Heck no, I'm done. I literally I mean, they could learn from me, but I'm not gonna babysit them and guide them like a little child. Like, no, that's not right. No, no, you need to do this. No, like, no, I'm done. They're so ungrateful too. They're so ungrateful too. Like, they're ungrateful and they're like, you didn't do enough. You need to do more. Huh? Huh? I did it out of sincerity. I didn't do it because I had to. Like, don't get your, I did this for God, not for you. Like, people be like thinking like, oh, you did this for me because of who I am. Because I'm such a special person. I'm so important. And you feed their ego. You have to be careful not to feed their ego. You have to be very careful not to feed people's ego. Because like they start coming to you for their ego boosts. So yeah, don't feed these people's egos. Do not feed their ego. It's like you're gonna create a monster in them. That's why they disrespect you so badly. Oh no. You gotta stand your ground and put your foot down. Demanding toddlers. Oh yeah, even for your attention. They want your attention at all times. Whenever they feel like they need attention, they're gonna come towards you crying. Give me attention. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Talk to me. They're attention seekers. And they even talk loud. They even have to do extra stuff because they don't get attention. So they have to misbehave. And that's how they live. They live for the negative attention of drama, of chaos, of gossiping. So yeah, but once you do something nice for them, they start acting like it's your obligation. Like now you're obligated to them. You do something so nice to them, and now they're like, you have to do this again for me. You owe me. You owe me. They act like you owe them. Like you owe me. You owe me your happiness. You owe me your peace of mind. You owe me this and that because of who I am. Because I was born. Like, huh? I don't know. They owe us. Yeah, that's what they do. Yep. So, and they come around with their fake words, with their fake love and fake niceness. Cause I mean, yeah, that's what these evil people do. They act like you're such a bad person, but then they still obsess over your life. Like, you're such a bad person, and you're so horrible. Oh, you're horrible. You're the worst of the worst. You're worse than them. They're angels. They do no wrong. It's all you. You're responsible for all their problems. You caused their problems somehow. But then when you leave their life, they still have the same problems. And that's how you know you weren't the problem, because when you leave, they're still dealing with the same mess that they have in their life, because that's their mess. And they got to clean it up themselves. We're not their maids. We're not gonna clean them up, clean up their messy tables. Hmm. I mean, there's a difference between helping them and like changing their life with sharing your wisdom, and there's a difference between enabling them. You can't enable them anymore. That's what they want. They want you to enable them so they can keep getting away with with what they do. No, I'm not. No. These people try to laugh at you like you're a joke, but the whole time they're a joke. They're clowns. They literally have to paint themselves. They put on their costumes every day they go out. So, but they want to mock you and laugh at you. But yet they're wearing a costume every time they go out in public to talk to people. The thing I don't get is like, it's like why they try to act like they're so perfect, like they can do no wrong. Like they live in denial. Like denial is their best friend. They're friends of denial. They're like, denial is my best friend and we get along very well. We get along so well with denial. I deny that I even have a problem. Exactly. Everyone should start asking themselves, why do you even care to be around people that show you their true colors? Yep, the demons already showed you their horns. You already saw it, so why do you want to be in the presence of demons? Get away from them. They're self-destructive. They're destructive in their nature. Even when they act all innocent and all submissive and all nice to you, they're still a demon. Man, that demon's gonna come out eventually. I'm not trusting the demons. Heck no. They ain't getting no trust from me. But yeah, when you barely meet them, they act like they're like the angels of light. That's what they act like. When you barely meet these demons, they act like they're so kind, like they honestly like you, like, oh. And eventually it starts turning into envy and hatred towards you. I don't even know, but you just need to like detach, get away, cut them off from the root. Once was enough. Yeah, one time too many. One time too many. Ugh. They act kind so they can get access to you. They can sabotage and attack you with bad energy vibes. Oh, yes. That's very true right there. That's facts. Ugh. No, and then they act like the world revolves around them. Like, that's how their entitlement. Like, the world revolves around me and what I want. And I'm like, what world are you living in? What world are you living in? One time too many. One time too many, yeah. One time is too many. It's so hard when you have to live in the same vicinity as them. Oh yes, relatable. Most people I know who live hellish lives still don't believe. Still don't believe. Still don't believe there's a devil, never mind. Christ Jesus, they live in hell. My brain never goes off. They really do live in hell. Like, yeah, I could tell. I could definitely tell they're in hell. Just by the way they act. The way that they always have problems and always have some sort of drama. It's like, that's hell right there. They're hell. They're hell itself. They create hell for themselves every day that they live in denial. They go back to their own vomit every day. They go back to their own problems every day because they don't deal with them. And they act like they don't have problems. That's the problem that they have. That's the major problem they have, is that they act like they don't have any problems. Like there's nothing wrong with them. Like everything's fine. And that's the answer they'll give you. Oh yeah, everything's fine. No problem. No. Of course they don't. Because they don't want to deal with it. They're living in fear. But don't take them back. Whatever you do not take them back. They're not going where you're going. Don't even dare give them access to your life ever again. And I mean that. Like, get rid of them. Like the poison that they are. It's like when a snake bites you and it has poison. Hmm. And I mean, what's funny is that some of them are older than me, right? Like their age. Like they're probably in their 30s and their 50s, 60s. And they go against us. Like, oh, it's so funny. It's like that's the immaturity that they have. They're so immature. They're so easily brainwashed. I mean, who wants to deal with that? Who wants to deal with that? Nobody's got time for that type of behavior. I don't got time for that nonsense. Straight up nonsense that they bring. They're full of so much garbage. They're literally full of so much garbage, and they try to dig out garbage in your life when their whole life is literally infested with garbage. And that's just facts. Like their lives have a bunch of garbage in their life. They gotta clean up their mess because it's piling up. They crave drama. Exactly, that's true. Yeah, they do. Exactly. Their secret power is to create an atmosphere like there's always problems and you need to do something about it. Yep. So good to see that you're still standing. Stay strong. Sour Patch Kids. First they're sweet, then they're sour. Yeah. That's exactly how they are. I mean, they've always been sour. That sweetness is poison. Like, don't get close, cause you are gonna. 44. And a couple of your titles in the last week caught my attention. You're on the right track. Thank you. The mask will fall off. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. The mask could definitely just slip off their face. And they don't even realize it. And then they have to pretend again. But it's like, it's too late. Like, come on, I already saw you for who you are. Don't even try to pretend like you're this sweet, loving person when you're really not. That's the thing that irks me. It's like, they literally do so much dirt. They do you so dirty. They literally betray you and deeply hurt you. And then they want to act like literally, like they've never done anything. Like oh no, they're an angel. How dare you point out what they did to you? How dare you call them out on their bad behavior? How dare you? You're so judgmental for even saying what they do is wrong to you. Huh. Oh no. Yeah, then they lift each other up. Exactly. They're fakery. They don't even like each other, but then they're pretending. They're all pretenders. Like, they're all pretenders. At the end of the day, if something happens to one of their friends, they're gonna run away. They're gonna, like, leave them. These people are not loyal. They're so disloyal. They're snakes. You can never put your trust in a snake. Just like they treat you and they do that, they'll do that to anyone. Anyone. They'll do it to anyone. Trust. They're not. They're not who you think they are. They're not even real to their own family and friends. They're all fake. Because they don't want to deal with the trauma. Yeah. There's so much liars that, like, they lie. And I mean, no one's perfect, but it's like a difference if you live for that. If you live to destroy someone and you're trash, they're trash, yeah. Yeah. They got that hater type of energy, trash. They got that envious spirit, trash. They got that Jezebel spirit, no. Oh, those are the spirits that I detest. Can't stand those spirits. The spirit of selfishness and greed. Like, they're so self-absorbed. Like, damn, like, can't you think about anybody else other than yourself for a second? For a second, at least a second, you know? Instead of playing like you're God, instead of playing like you know all the answers to life, like you know everything. Everything's wrong with people, but not you. Every problem you have is because of others. They never want to take accountability.